With so much information out there about happiness, it's really hard to have a clear definition of what happiness truly means to you. In this video, we're going to be covering the difference between success and happiness and how to live a happy and authentic life. We're also going to be answering the mind-boggling question of what is happiness? Does it even exist? Let's find out. It is easy to say that happiness is just a temporary emotion, a state of well-being, but happiness is much more than just feeling good. So what is happiness? I consider happiness to be more of a state of contentment and gratitude rather than just excitement and cheer. In order to live a happy life, one must be content with their life, given the circumstances they were born into. So let's dive deeper into this idea. Though I believe happiness comes from one being content with their life, some may believe that being rich and achieving great things in life can lead to being happy. Yet, many successful celebrities and comedians end up committing suicide. If we take a moment and think about celebrities such as Robin Williams, Marilyn Monroe, John McCaffrey, and Vincent van Gogh, who were all successful people, it may be hard to see exactly where it all went wrong. Were these celebrities not using their wealth, fame, and achievements how they were supposed to? Jeanette McCarthy's memoir, I'm Glad My Mom Died, simply puts it as, I'm allowed to hate someone else's dream, even if it's my reality. Jeanette is showing how not everyone's dreams are happy realities for others, and how one person's version of success may not be the same as another's. So if wealth, fame, and success aren't the key to happiness, what is? Since everyone has their own version of success and happiness, it stems more from whether or not a person is content with their life and what surrounds them. It is important to remember that one can find happiness no matter the situation. Think soldiers coming together for Christmas during World War I to share a meal and play games together. As Tim O'Brien states in The Things They Carried, you're never more alive than when you're almost dead. Tim is trying to tell the reader that war made him feel more alive than he had ever been before because he was in a state of unknowing. Since he didn't know what day would be his last, he was fully living in the present, yet giving himself time to reflect on his life. Tim also mentions how war is nasty, war is fun, war is thrilling, war is drudgery, war makes you a man, war makes you dead, showing the mixed emotions war gave him, and it depended on how he took what was happening around him. Tim ends up concluding that war makes you dead. But what does this really mean? If you're never more alive when you're about to die, is death the worst possible end? One thing in everyone's life is certain, and that is that we're all going to die eventually. So does accepting the thought of death make someone happier? Maybe it just allows you to truly live in the moment, accepting that at any time it could be your last. So how should we spend those last moments? Have you ever noticed that as you got older, you started to get less happy as well? This may be different for everyone, but I found that with myself as I've aged into a teenager. Carol Ann Duffy describes this in The World's Wife, how at childhood's end, the houses petered out into playing fields, the factory. Duffy uses the contrast of playing fields and the factory to show the dull reality of growing older. As children, it isn't unusual to wish to be older. When I was a child, I wished to be older for a sense of freedom that I couldn't have as a child. It is possible that as children, we're so happy because we don't have much to compare our life to. In addition, maybe we're so happy as children because of the excitement to grow older rather than the dread to start paying taxes and whether or not we're going to be going to the best school in the country. Some people may talk about how they never had a happy childhood, yet mourn the innocence of childhood. So is being happy really about innocence? Or is being happy more about looking forward to the future rather than fearing it? I'm aware that I'm leaving many questions unanswered, but these ideas are important to ponder on your own as well. And this is just my perspective on the topic of happiness. So, is healing an important aspect to being happy? With all the information I've mentioned so far, sometimes these ideas come from trauma and a shift in mindset. Healing untouched trauma can be intimidating, especially with certain stigmas around the topic. But, as said in the book 5 Little Indians by Michelle Good, We think we know what's going on, but we don't. Let the healing come to you in its own way. Though healing is important and can lead someone in the right direction, sometimes it's also important to live in the moment and allow things to make their way over to you instead of spending your life searching for something that's trying to find you. Yet, it is important to take the first steps to heal and make your way to the point of just living. Because as Aristotle said, happiness depends upon ourselves. Nobody else can create it for us. Though others can help us along our journey, it is a self-reliant journey and cannot move without you. Sometimes the thing we're missing when searching for happiness is ourselves and our willingness to allow happiness to come to us. Well, with all of this, how can I live the most meaningful, authentic, and happy life? With that, I answer with a quote. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are, says Brené Brown. To be authentic means to let go of the things you don't need in life. I'm talking about the things that don't serve you. This isn't an easy task, but like a character in Five Little Indians, it was not for a lack of love, but something inside of him that drove him. It takes work to live an authentic and happy life, but everyone has the ability to do so through healing and reflection, eventually allowing yourself to let go of the things that prevent you from being the true you. To have a meaningful life will vary from person to person, but one way to perceive more significance in your life is to actively seek out intrinsically rewarding experiences like reconnecting with nature or people who make it easy to express your true self, says Joshua A. Hicks and Laura A. King in the article 3 Ways to Seek Meaning in Your Life. One common theme with these ideas is expressing who you really are, which takes work to get to know yourself. So, to answer the big question, what is happiness? Happiness is being content with yourself and your life. Happiness is about loving who you truly are and making the most of everything you can. It's about innocence, change, life, death, success, failure, and being true to yourself during the entire journey. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for sitting through all the watermarked, stocked videos. And I'm going to leave with this one last quote. Thank you.